Hello, good morning student. As we have completed our chapter, that is why do we fall ill. So now it's time to revise it. It's time to revise it. We must do small revision over this chapter. That is why do we fall ill. So in first topic, so where we can say the health. As we know, there should be a well enough to function in by physically, mentally, and socially. And socially, the person should be well in function with the physically should be very fit, mentally should be free from all kind of stresses, and socially it should not bound or under pressure of social community. Then only we can say the health or proper healthy person. Now the second topic is personal and community issues for health. That means what are the side effects or we can say the effect of personal and community issues on the health. As you know, if you want to become a win over the any diseases, अगर हमको किसी भी disease से अगर जीतना है तो that for that purpose our personal life should maintain in such a way that we should be able to fight with any disease, right? So how we can maintain our personal life? By doing all everyday exercises, taking the good diet, right? Good thinking, always in positive mood. All this can maintain under this personal community. Community will be like our surroundings. We should keep clean our surrounding, our communities, our societies, so that we may be able to fight with the diseases. If our surrounding is unclean or dirty, then definitely it will affect on the health. So this is a one short description about how the personal and the community issues will affect on health. Now then we discussed about the acute and chronic diseases. To whom we can say the acute disease and to whom we can say the chronic disease. As we know, acute disease means it remains or lasts for short period. The disease which can be cured in a very short period, that disease is called as an acute disease. And examples are the common cold, even fever, right? There are many diseases which can cure in a very short duration. That comes under the acute disease. Now, chronic disease, which is completely opposite of after the acute disease. So the disease which can last or remain for a longer period, or the disease which can be cured or it need a long period for cure. So that disease is called as a chronic disease. And the examples are the tuberculosis, cancer. There are many diseases, even AIDS, right? Even AIDS. So there are many diseases which need more time for cure, or even this kind of disease remain for their lifetime. This disease may remain for their lifetime. As cancer, we cannot say that at what stage, but the AIDS also at what stage, so the patient will recover. That's why it remains for a longer period, and that disease is called as a chronic disease. Now, chronic disease and health. That means, what are if any person is suffering from the chronic disease, maybe from the tuberculosis, cancer, AIDS, hepatitis, malaria, not malaria, but whatever the disease is required more time. If any patient is suffering from a chronic disease, that means he or she need more time to recover from a particular kind of diseases. So as the disease will remain for a long period in the patient's body, maybe for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, maybe for 20 years. As we know, if it remains for longer time in a patient's body, that means whatever the organs related with that disease, definitely all organs will become damaged. All organ must or will damage because of, for example, if the person is suffering from the tuberculosis, so continuous coughing, so there is a chances to lose the normal function of lungs. Even in cancer, if it is related with the lung cancer, or maybe liver, or maybe brain cancer, definitely that particular organ will damage with the time. Even if it is AIDS, then our lymph systems, our immunity power, we will lose our immunity power because it comes under the chronic disease. That means this disease remains for a longer time in the patient's body. Ultimately, it will affect on the health and it will damage the organs of that particular patient. That's why whatever the chronic disease and the health, it will definitely it is related with each other. Now, infectious agents. As we know, there are many infectious agents. There are many infectious agents and has been classified as viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoa and worms. So these are the some infectious agent which has been classified depending upon which disease they are causing. For example, the disease caused by viruses are the common cold, then dengue, right? AIDS. So these are the some diseases which can be caused by viruses, and the disease which can be caused by bacterial agents are the tuberculosis, typhoid, right? These are the diseases which can be caused by bacterial agent. Now, which disease can be caused by fungi? And you can say here skin diseases. For example, candidiasis. Candidiasis. Here, candida is the causative agent for this candidiasis disease. That comes under the fungi. Now the protozoa, as we know, the malaria is caused by some vector, that is the mosquitoes. That comes under the protozoa disease. Worms, elephantiasis. The worm disease, the worm agent which is responsible to cause that is the elephantiasis disease. So this is the infectious agents, that is virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoa and worms. According to that, so how they are causing or which disease they are causing, depending upon that it has been classified into different categories like viruses to worms. Now, means of spread. Means of spread means, so by which way, by which vector the disease are spreading or the disease may spread. For example, as you know, the disease can spread through the air. If the infected person is sneezing or coughing, so through that sneezing or coughing, they are spreading the spores or with the droplets, and it can be spread through the air because they can remain in the air. If any healthy person is coming in contact with a particular portion, so there is a chances to inhale the infected portion, spores which are present in the air. That healthy person may get a disease through the air. Through the water, as cholera patients, by excrement of that cholera patients may mix with the water, and that can be responsible to make the cholera to the another healthy person. Sexual contact as a AIDS disease. AIDS disease. There is a big chances to not chances, but this is a way. Through sexual contact, the AIDS disease, syphilis disease can transfer from infected person to the healthy person. Again, infected food. If any infected person is eating the food and the remaining food is eaten by the healthy person, then also the disease can transfer from infected person to the healthy person. So these are the few ways or the vectors, you can say, the ways through the disease can spread. That's why the means of spread is given as a heading, through which the disease can spread. That is the air, water, sexual contact, food, right? So these are some ways. Now, organ and tissue specific manifestation. मतलब organ और tissue पे कैसे इफेक्ट होता है डिसीज का. जैसे कि अगर कोई organ जैसे कि lungs ट्यूबरक्लोसिस है, in this disease there will be the continuous coughing and sneezing. As it the person is continuously coughing, that means there is a chances to lose the normal function of the lungs. मतलब lungs का normal function वहाँ पे damage हो सकता है, right? So this is, that means this is by which way the diseases are going into our body. If it is going through the nose, so definitely it will go to the lungs, right? If it is going through the mouth, so definitely it will go through to the throat and the intestine. Depending upon that, the organ or the tissue will show the symptoms. अगर ये lungs तक जा रहा है तो lungs symptoms show करेंगे. अगर tissues कोई दूसरे tissue तक जा रहा है तो that tissue will be responsible to show the symptoms. That is nothing but the organ or specific tissue specific manifestation. Manifestation मतलब symptoms. Manifestation is nothing but the symptoms. This is regarding organ and tissue specific manifestation of the symptoms. Now, principles of treatment. So there can be two ways to reduce the to cure the diseases. First one is to generally we try to reduce the disease or the pain which is related with the diseases. If any person is suffering from the pain in their body, so first we try to take a painkiller in order just to reduce the pain from the bodies, right? And second will be to kill off causative or cause the disease. In second way, we can kill directly by using a specific medicine with the help of doctors or the prescription of the doctors. We can kill the causative agent of the particular disease. So that means the principle of treatment, how we can reduce the severity of the diseases and how we can kill the diseases, that is studied. Now the last one is the principle of prevention. That means how we can prevent the diseases. There are three limitations. So in first one, so there will be the damage of all organs. Even the person will और मे बी नेवर रिकवर. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि वो पर्सन की पूरी बॉडी डैमेज हो सकती है या फिर द पर्सन विल नेवर रिकवर फ्रॉम द डिसीजेस इवन इफ वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग द ट्रीटमेंट. The first limitations, and second, the infected persons or the patients may remain as a bedridden, मतलब बेड पे ही कंटिन्यूस रह सकता है लाइफ टाइम after even providing the proper treatment. Even we are providing the proper treatment, so there is a chances to remain in bed that particular patient, because it depends on how the diseases are caused or which diseases are caused to the patients. The third condition will be the patient will act as a source of spread of the disease to the healthy person. अगर कोई patient कोरोना वायरस से infected है COVID-19, so that patient will act as a source of spread of disease. मतलब ये disease ये patient COVID-19 other person को भी infected कर सकते हैं. So that's why these are the some limitations. These are the three limitations. In that case, if the disease is caused through the air, in that condition we must provide the clean environment so that we may stop the disease to spread from one person to another person. If the disease is transferred to the water, then we must treat the water or drinkable water. It should be free from all kind of microorganisms. The water should be very clean. Water should be very pure. It should be free from all kind of diseases. If the environmental condition is very dirty, in that cases we should manage all the garbage to keep our surroundings, our society very clean, so that the patient should not get infected from a particular places. So these kind of practices we can do just in order to follow the principle of prevention. So this is regarding revision of the chapter, that is why do we fall ill. So regarding this, any revision or any topic regarding this chapter, if you have any problems or doubt, so text me on my personal WhatsApp number. So in this way, we have completed the chapter, that is why do we fall ill. Next way, the next new chapter will be started. Thank you.